This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
The Yom Tov of Chanukah is different than Purim. Purim we celebrate physically, with Mishta v'Simcha. Chanukah, we celebrate l'hodos u'lahalo. We celebrate by thanking Hashem. But thanking Hashem is so important, it's so basic, it's so fundamental, that the Rambam says that the mitzvah of lighting the Ner Chanukah is chaviva hi'ad ma'od, is so beloved, is so endearing, because this is the mitzvah with which we fulfill the main objective of our existence. The main objective of our existence is to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is a story that I find exceptionally powerful and meaningful. I saw this story in Rabbi Yitzchak Hizager's book, Powerful Moments. There was a man by the name of Asher, and he had a number of daughters over the age of 28 who he was struggling to marry off. And it really occupied a lot of his time, and it was starting to wear him down. And Asher had a chavrusa who, his daughter got engaged rather quickly, and Asher's chavrusa had to buy his daughter an apartment in Yerushalayim, which could be extremely expensive. And he needed to get an arev, a co-signer, on the apartment, and Asher graciously agreed to be the guarantor for this apartment. However, when time came, his chavrusa could not make good on his responsibility. He couldn't pay up the monthly payments, and the responsibility fell on Asher, and Asher certainly could not pay, and the bank actually came and took away Asher's home. So here he is, he has a number of daughters of marriageable age, they're getting older, and to add insult to injury, his home was taken away, and he was down in the dumps, and he was really tzabrach, and he was really broken, and he didn't know what to do. So a friend of his told him, why don't you go speak to the Ger Rebbe, the Beis Yisrael? And Asher said, okay, he has nothing to lose. He speaks to the Ger Rebbe, and the Ger Rebbe says, hey Asher, do you daven? He says, Rebbe, what do you think I do? That's what I do the whole day. I daven to Hashem. Please Hashem, help me marry off my daughters, help me get out of financial debt. The Ger Rebbe said, but do you daven? He says, Rebbe, I just told you that I don't stop davening the whole day. All throughout the day, all I do is I daven to Hashem. Asher, do you daven? And Asher said, Rebbe, am I missing something? And the Rebbe says, davening is not asking Hashem for what you need. Davening is thanking Hashem for what you have. Do you thank Hashem for all the blessings He's given to you? Conversation over. Asher was very confused. He davens, he asks Hashem, but does he thank Hashem? Davening is thanking Hashem. And what does he have to thank Hashem for? And he tells this to a friend of his, and his friend said, well, the Rebbe has a very good point. You have clothing, you're alive, your heart is working, your lungs are operating, you could see, you could hear, you could talk, you could think, your memory is functioning. For your body to function, trillions of processes have to be going right, and they always are. So do you ever stop and thank Hashem for these things? And Asher realized that there was a lot more that he has in his life to thank Hashem about than he realized. And he made a list for himself. And Asher recognized that the things that the Rebbe Shalom was giving him far, infinitely outweighed those things that he was missing. And the Rebbe had told Asher a very important point. The Rebbe told Asher, okay, it's nice that you ask Hashem. The main part of davening needs to be thanking Hashem. And the Rebbe gave over to Asher a secret. And the secret is, tefillah should be 60% thanking, 40% asking. That was the ratio and the formula the Beis Yisrael, the Ger Rebbe, gave over to Asher. And Asher realized that perhaps this formula that the Beis Yisrael told him has a very strong source, and that is in Tehillim and Hallel, that we're going to be saying every single day of Chanukah. Yeah, we ask Hashem, Ana Hashem Hoshiana, Ana Hashem Hoshiana, Ana Hashem Atzlichana. But how many times do we say Hoidu? Hoidu Lashem Kitov Kilam Chastai. Hoidu Lashem Kitov Kilam Chastai. Hoidu Lashem Kitov Kilam Chastai. Thank you Hashem Kilam Chastai. Ana, 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 and another 2 Hoidu. Out of the 10 verses, 6 Hoidus, 4 Ana Hashem. perhaps this is the basis for the ratio. 60% thanks, 40% asking. The Yom Tif of Chanukah is l'hodos u'lahalal. Yes, we have a very long Shema Koleinu. We have a very long list of things that we ask Hashem for. But the main objective of tefillah, the main objective of life, is thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The formula is 60-40. 60% l'hodos, 40% levakesh. And from Chanukah, the Yom Tov of thanking Hashem, let us take that as a lesson for the whole year, that our main focus should be thanking Hashem for what we have, not asking for what we don't. Wishing everyone a Freilich and Chanukah.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.